Another video with a lot to talk about, and in today's video we have to talk about why MrSavage is most likely not returning. We also got to see so many new trios for the first time today, including Shark's new trio, Kanata's new trio, Cooper's new trio, and so much more. We also have a whole new loot pool update as well, with some pretty terrible shotguns in the meta now. Real quick before we get into all of that though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try to upload daily competitive content on the channel. Please use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. Follow the Twitch, link in the description down below, as we try to stream every single tournament on the Twitch, so go hit that follow button. Without further ado though, let's start off with quickly talking about the meta change, and then we'll get into all of the stuff that you guys are here for. So if you guys missed it, the current loot pool update, and yes, all of these things are in competitive. We have the infiltrator pump in the game, the twin mag AR in, and the scoped burst SMG in. Don't worry, also the sentinel pump and hollow twister ARs are both also still in the game, so that means that we now have a 4 AR meta with the hollow twister AR, the twin mag, the striker burst, and the collateral AR. It seems like a lot of people are still just using the hollow twister AR and the sentinel pump. If you're running what the shotgun meta is, there's currently 5 separate shotguns in the game, with the sentinel, infiltrator, outlaw, twin fire, and the pump and dump. Now if you're new to these eval type videos, what we do is we quickly go over the opens, and then we go way more in depth for the finals. So in first place of opens was Clix, Eomzo, and Higgs on 382 points. They finished with the most amount of elims, getting 128, and won 2 out of their 5 games as well. Second place was Muzz, Yapko, and Rise, the brand new trio on 353. Third place was Cube. Fourth was another brand new trio of Aviv, Skittles, and Chimp. Fifth place was Noxy, Mason, and Golden. Sixth place is Leo. Seventh is Bakapars and Pump. Eighth is Kix. Ninth is another brand new trio of G Money, Virgo, and Osid. I honestly do like this trio. All of you guys should know by now that yes, Kanata did drop G Money and Osid to play with Bolts and Sphinx, and so G Money and Osid are now with Virgo. And then rounding out the top 10 was Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot on 252 points. I forgot to mention this, but we also did get to see a Clix versus Peterbot fight for the first time since Ritual got back on the trio, and Clix also called me out at the end as well.
I'm dead.
Hang on, stop.
What the? I'm actually. Yo, I'm just
Box,
getting
box.
penetrated.
100, dead. Nice, good. Help, please.
With someone.
I'm tugging, Zo, come. With you, Zo.
Full box.
Coming.
He's full.
Relax.
He's out.
Let's go.
I'm on tight. Full box.
He's coming.
100.
Going up. He's one.
He's no. I'm chugging.
Chugging too? Yep.
Go up.
Come on,
I'm going. I went up.
Yep.
Cracked again.
I'm in.
I'm on height.
I'm turning right.
Ammo.
Box. Nope.
He's no ammo on me. No ammo on me.
I'm white.
Dead.
Nice.
Dead.
Help me. 1 HP.
Help me, Higgs, please. Higgs, reset what you're doing. That's good shit, guys.
Nice guys. Always.
K-Dog, you're gonna post that?
This is a top 33 qualify format though, so some other big names we have is like 16th place of Kanata, Bolts, and Sphinx. The brand new trio got 247 points. Booga, Threats, and Craze finished in 18th. Rapid, Re, and Cooper. This is another brand new trio that a lot of you guys probably don't know about. These guys literally just formed like today, I'm pretty sure, and they finished with 243 points in 7 games and won one of them as well. I need to see more from this trio before I can really form a real opinion about them, but I do like this trio better for Reet. I'm just not too sure about the other two yet, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. 26th place was Adris, Acorn, and Pollo on 239, the FNCS champions, and that was about it. We didn't really see any super big name teams not be able to qualify today though, so let's actually move on to how the finals went now. Now in the finals, it was absolutely dominated by your FNCS champions of Adris, Acorn, and Pollo. They were able to win 2 out of the 4 games today, get 33 total elims, and they did all of this while Acorn is still on 60 ping in Canada. These guys today got a 12 elimination win, 4 elimination second, 3 elimination 21st, and a 14 elimination win, finishing the tournament with the second most elims, only of course to the trio in second place of Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot. They finished with 34 total elims, were able to win 1 out of the 4 games today as well. Their match history from today was a 3 elimination 24th, 14 elimination win, 10 elimination 3rd, and a 7 elimination 17th. And then in the finals, we also got to see Peterbot versus Clix part 2.
Looking. Hunter?
We can run at the bottom one.
Coming.
Yeah.
37. I'm crouched.
I have 2.
Whoa, give me back. Hunter. Okay.
Dude. Can't fight with a fucking infiltrator.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
And then the final trio to get a win today, winning game 3, was Noxy, Mason, and Golden, getting a 7 elimination win. So this does mean that the trio in 4th place, of course Clix is in 4th place first of all, but this is now back-to-back Evo Cup finals that they were not able to get a single win. It's honestly pretty interesting from the whole narrative around this trio being that they're like Evo Cup merchants and everything, to now 2 weeks in a row of them not being able to get a single win. Their match history from today was a 3 elimination 13th, 14 elimination 4th, 10 elimination 2nd, and a 2 elimination 18th. If the whole thing about Clix's trio was don't overhype them too much in eval cups, then I feel like we just have to keep the same energy and say don't worry about them too much since it is just an eval cup still. I'm not really worried about this trio. I think they are still the 3rd best team on NA right now, and I still think they have a pretty high chance of qualifying for LAN this season as well. They also finished with the 3rd most elims, getting 29 total elims. Moving on with the rest of the leaderboard is like G Money, Virgo, and OSID in 5th. They didn't have a single game inside the top 10, but still were just able to frag out every other game. If you don't know how eval cup leaderboards works, after the trios that were able to get wins, the rest of the leaderboard is just based on how many eliminations you got. So we have like Aviv, Skittles, and Chimp in 6th, the brand new trio of Rapid, Reet, and Cooper in 7th. Now this team honestly didn't even look that bad either. The only thing about this trio is it is always the main critique of Rapid is if they are not on high ground, how are they actually going to look? Their match history from today was a 6 elimination 2nd, 8 elimination 8th, 3 elimination 5th, then a 4 elimination 12th. Not a bad start for this trio though. I'm hoping that they do at least try out for this very final week because I think this definitely could still be like a ceiling of maybe a top 5 trio. 8th place was Baka, Pars, and Pump. 9th was Northern, and then rounding out the top 10 was Muzz, Yapko, and Rise. So that means that we did have some big names just outside that top 10, like 11th place of Kanata, Bolt, and Sphinx. Their match history wasn't even necessarily that terrible either. They just were not able to get a win today. Right under them is Booga, Threats, and Craze in 12th. And then I mean we also had Typical Gamer qualify and finish in 32nd place, so huge shout out to TG for just being able to make finals in general. I also want to talk a little bit more about what was going on with Clix's trio again today. Their black market was getting camped by an EU trio for like 3 games today, so that definitely will lead to them struggling a little bit more, but that is probably something that is never really going to happen in divisional cups. Let's actually move on to how EU went now though. Now in EU, we have a lot to talk about this week. Let's start off with the leaderboard though, and in 1st place we have the trio of Floki, Snazzy, and Ice. They finished with 329 points, were able to win 3 out of their 5 games as well, and had an average placement of 2.2. This is a super underrated trio, and this was an insane eval opens performance from them, so huge shout out to these guys. 2nd place was Vania, Pixie, and Marius on 326. 3rd was Akira. 4th was Kylie. 5th was Seti, Hari, and Cammy. 6th was Batter Cry. 7th was Comeback, Baha, and Mixin. 8th was Zara. 9th was Clement, and then rounding out the top 10 was Kent. Since we are looking for those top 33 trios though, some other big names we had is like Vico, Vino, and Flixie in 11th, Tripper's trio in 14th, I Drop Sky and Scroll in 21st, and then we have Ping, Walks, and Malibuka in 30th. So yes, this is the first time that we are going to get to see an entire tournament of Malibuka versus Vino off spawn in finals. We did have a lot of big names not be able to qualify though, including some brand new trios like Prism, Twy, and Avahalo. If you guys missed yesterday's video, yes, Prism has officially dropped Margot and Casper to play with Twy and Avahalo now, and after their first eval cup, they were not able to make it into finals. Like I say, for basically every single team that struggles in evals though, I wouldn't be too worried about it. And let's actually see how they do in divisional cups now. Some other big names we have is like Thomas HD, Upland, Panzer in 87th, another brand new trio of Shark, Trulex, and Noah Riley in 110th, and then another brand new trio of Chap, Teeny, and Skavi in 114th. So a lot of the brand new trios really did struggle today. And then a trio that I just don't know what is going on with them. In 190th place was Swizzy, Queasy, and MrSavage. This is now back-to-back Evo Cups they have missed and the Divisional 1 Cup finals. So these guys have failed to qualify for 3 tournaments in a row now. I don't know if I want to necessarily say it is time to press the panic meter for this trio yet, but they desperately need to get things going soon. They only got 119 points in 7 matches. Now, Margot went live today, talked about his trio options, and he said he currently has 3 options. So let me show you guys that clip real quick.
So here's the thing, okay? I've got 2 options, so I haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet. Or there's a 3rd option, which might happen, I don't know. But the main 2 options is, and I need your guys' opinion, because I want to ask what you guys want more. So I can either, I don't know, I mean, I can try out some trios that probably aren't going to be as good as you guys expect. Like, they're not going to be, you know, the best players. And I could just play FNCS with them just for content, kinda, and just still, you know, try and do good. Or I could just not play this FNCS and then just grind and then just get better so I can have better teammates next season. Oh no, those are the 2 options I already see.
Now, I personally believe that he should just go with option 1. I don't think there is any way he can just completely skip out on this FNCS, especially if he's saying he wants to get things like more practice. The best way to get practice is by playing the actual game. And so if he was to just literally take this season off, I don't really feel like that's going to make him all too much better. And him playing the game in general with like FNCS is already going to make him want to grind more. He also said he has a 3rd option, which I think a lot of us can probably guess what that is. He didn't necessarily like directly say it or anything, but I know that he has been seeing the stuff with MrSavage coming back to competitive, and I think the like secret 3rd option he is hinting towards is a potential reuniting with MrSavage and Margot. Now, the reason why you guys are all here, what is actually going on with MrSavage? So first, I want to show you guys the clip of Rezon describing the situation, and then we will get on to the bombshell tweet that broke all of our hearts.
You know, Vadeal just moved back to EU from NA. He did all this to play with me, and Vadeal and me are locked. Vadeal obviously wants to place the best he can, but he also wants to have fun, so with Savage that would be really nice. But he also wants to have a grinder we can perform well with and might even call LAN with. Preferably an IGL that has a spot as well, and Savage was quit the last 3 weeks. So Savage obviously doesn't have a spot, but he's obviously a good player. So we are just still debating on who we are playing with. Either it's another IGL, it's another German, it's Savage. Like, we just gotta think about it rather than doing a decision in the first 10 seconds, then making Savage unquit, and then, I don't know, if we are feeling uncomfortable dropping him, because that would be too.
Or no, in this tweet, I'm not gonna lie, Rezon basically tweeted out an entire encyclopedia, it seems like. I'm not gonna lie, I had ChatGPT kind of summarize this into 3 sentences for me, because my brain is way too cooked to be reading all that. And it pretty much just says, Vadeal and I have decided not to team with Savage because while it would have been legendary, the risk of only having him for 1 season could leave us in a bad spot if we don't qualify to globals. Now, going back to that clip of Rezon talking, I think it is a little bit insane for MrSavage to say he's only going to keep competing if they're able to qualify for globals this season. I think we all know that the potential of that trio is qualifying for globals, but only giving them a single season to do it with no practice together, and he himself hasn't even competed in a tournament in over 3 weeks now. I just feel like Savage was really trying to rush things. But going on with what Rezon said, he said, we didn't want to put ourselves or Savage in a situation where anyone gets screwed over, especially when he would unretire just for us. We love and respect Savage, but we chose long-term stability over short-term hype. I don't want to necessarily say I'm like disappointed because it is Savage's decision at the end of the day, and nobody can really force him to come back. I think it does kind of leave a sour taste in a lot of our mouths since he was kind of hyping up everything with him like playing with Vadeal at Copenhagen, and also him just like playing into like the whole him unretiring thing, and even saying he was down to try out with them. I think it did kind of just get a lot of our hopes up, and I'm not saying like necessarily anything that he did was super bad or anything, but I think he is also kind of just giving unreal expectations to Rezon and Vadeal. Him saying that he's literally just gonna quit again if they don't qualify for globals. I don't know though, I'm just gonna respect his decision, and maybe he will change it to come back and play with like Margot or something. But it looks like Rezon's new trio is now going to be Rezon, Vadeal, and Grippe. Let me know your thoughts on this situation though in the comment section down below, and let's actually move on to how the finals went now. Now in first place, it is not the best look for Vico, Vino, and Flixie. It is the trio of Ping, Wox, and Malibuca. Now if you're wondering how this off spawn fight went, it was basically 2-1 Malibuca. You could call it 3-1 as well if you wanted to. I think we do have to give Vino a little bit of slack for this week though, since it was their first tournament landing at this drop spot. But I think if the divisional cup goes around the same score, then these guys should honestly just go back to their old drop spot at Mass Meadows. But still, Pingwalks and Malibuca were able to get a 16 elimination 3rd, 6 elimination 14th, 0 elimination 16th, and then a 14 elimination win in their very final game. Every trio on EU won one game today. We didn't see any teams win multiple. Second place is a trio that has been looking so insane recently, and I am so happy that I was one of the first people to be really high on this trio, and that of course is Vanya, Pixie, and Marius. They were able to win game 3 today, getting a 12 elimination win, and they also got an 11 elimination second as well. Third place is a pretty underrated trio of Strapped, Hellfire, and Tripper, and they were able to win game 2, getting a 10 elimination win. I'm curious to see this trio in the divisional cups now, and if this can potentially be a grand finals caliber team. And then the final trio to give it a win in 4th place, winning game 1 with a 10 elimination win, was Comeback, Blaha, and Mixin. Moving on with the rest of the leaderboard, we have 5th place of Clement, Kovacs, and Faded. Now, Faded Pigeon has been kind of vocal about wanting to play with Margot potentially, and I feel like that would be a pretty fun like callback, as Faded Pigeon quite literally made a career off of killing Mongrel. So I think it would be kind of fun to watch them at least try out together if Margot isn't going to play with Savage. 6th place was Camiseti and Hari, 7th was iDrop Sky and Scroll, 8th was Fido, 9th was Rax, and then rounding out the top 10 was Wheat. Some other big names we had is like Vico, Vino, and Flixie in 21st place. If you look at their match history, you see their only good game was the only time they were able to make it off spawn, getting a 9 elimination second. And I mean, that was about it. Moving on to the final damage leaderboard now, starting off with in 10th place on 3,387 is Vanya, 9th is iDrop, 8th is Malibuca, 7th is Sined, 6th is Sky, 5th is Clement, 4th is Rax. Going into the top 3, we have Nefrizzi in 3rd, Fido in 2nd, and then somebody that has been highly on these leaderboards the last couple of weeks with 4,361 damage is Hari. Other than that though, remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we do try to upload daily competitive content on the channel. Please follow the Twitch, linked in the description down below, as we are going to be streaming every single one of these divisional cups coming up and FNCS starting next week as well. Please use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. YouTube says to enjoy one of these videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter at ChiliKDog to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.